Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Keystone Bullet Crossfire 2200BH. This is an awesome bunk model. It's very versatile. You don't have any slides you have to deal with, so if you're driving down the road, need to take a pit stop, you have full access to the refrigerator as well as the beds and the restroom. Plus, you have a Murphy bed up front, so you have a lot of seating space in here as well. Let's actually start off on the roof real quick. Couple things I want to talk about. First one is the fact you have a roof-mounted AC. Controls for it are right on the unit itself. Very simple and easy to use. 13.5K BTU, which is great, especially in a travel trailer this size. Of course, you have LED lights run all the way down, and your strips going across rather than just simple white tape. They used wood, so it helps give it a little bit more aesthetic, a little bit more appeal. If we take a look at the camp side, something else I love about this setup, of course, is the fact you have a camp side dinette. And I love when manufacturers do this for a couple different reasons, but the main one is because it gives you an excellent view out to your campsite rather than having to look out at your neighbors. When I'm having my morning cup of coffee, eating my breakfast, that's what I want to see. The other thing I like is the dinette itself here. It may not look as nice as your pedestals, right? Because you have this folding leg, but the back is actually tied into the wall. So it is extremely sturdy. You don't get the wobble that a lot of times you'll get in a pedestal, and it still drops down into a bed if you need that additional sleeping space. Up top, I think Bullet hit a home run this year with the cabinets. They're absolutely gorgeous, a little more modern appeal to them. You'll see the brushed nickel or stainless steel pulls on there. It's kind of a very light gray, not quite white, but I think they did a great job. Also hidden hinges. So again, just a very clean look all the way throughout. You will also see your multimedia center there as an HDMI inlet, so you can plug in some different auxiliary equipment if you want. It is Bluetooth capable. It controls the speakers in here as well as outside. If you want a TV, of course, all your hookups are right up there. Additional storage over to the side. If you take a look underneath, you'll see an LED light plus 2 electrical outlets underneath the cabinets, giving you a spot to plug in tablets, phones, computers, whatever else you need to plug in. Plus, you have dual USB ports right over here. The thermostat is right on this wall. Now that will only control your furnace because, as I mentioned, the controls for the AC are on that AC unit itself. You have a skylight with a vent right up top, let in some natural light into your main living area here, as well as if you want to open that up, open some windows up, you can get some cross ventilation and not have to run your AC. In the very back, you have double over double bunks, 300-pound weight capacity on here. You'll see windows on both the top and bottom. You also have shelving on both the top and bottom. You have a little cubby hole over there, which I love. And you will also see you have electrical outlets and USB ports in case you need to plug in electronics. As far as size, I will sneak in here. So I am 6 foot tall, and as you can see, I can comfortably lay down here. I can fully extend. There's no problem. So if you do want to have adults sleep in these bunks, if you're going to have a weekend with a couple of friends and the kids are staying at home, maybe you don't have kids, you just want the extra sleeping capacity, or maybe grandkids, who knows, this is a great option there. In the very back is the bathroom. I'll make my way in. So you have your foot flush lever toilet. Now, my toes do touch the front a little bit. Not a huge deal. You can definitely work with it, if you want to. You can kind of put your feet up here, give yourself a built-in squatty potty. I don't know. But it's definitely manageable. And obviously, I have plenty of shoulder room. Over to this side is the tub shower. In a bunk model, I do like having a tub in case the little kids, if you need to give them a bath, if they're not into taking showers yet. And once I'm in here, again, I'm 6 foot tall. You can see I do have enough space underneath the ceiling. I'm pretty much maxing it out. And the skylight doesn't give you a ton more. So if you're much taller, if you're 6'1", 6'2", you probably will have to bend down a little bit to shower. If you're shorter than that, you are good to go. Over to the side here is a mirrored medicine cabinet. The thing I love about this, folks, is the fact that they use the same wood cabinetry they use throughout the kitchen. They didn't cheapen it up and put a plastic one in here or anything. It really helps tie this travel trailer together, in my opinion. Right down underneath, you will see, of course, your faucet, your sink, electrical outlet, storage and plumbing access underneath. Tank monitoring panel is in the bathroom here. That does have your water heater controls. It is worth noting the water heater can run off both propane and electric, and you can turn both of those on at the same time for faster recovery. Right outside the bathroom, you get versatile storage space here. So these shelves are removable. They're screwed in, but simply remove the screws and pull them out if you want to use the hanging rod. Otherwise, you can use that for kids' clothes, pantry, really whatever you want. You'll see the Dinette fridge freezer unit. They went with stainless looking panels on the front. Plenty of space in there. The unit does run off both propane and electric and has automatic switchover. Moving further into the kitchen, microwave up top, streamlined hood underneath. Again, that beautiful cabinetry here for excellent storage. LED lights underneath. When we get down to the countertop, I like what they've done here as well. You have the seamless countertop. It's not a T-mold, so you won't get anything popping off like in the corners. You'll also see your recessed cooktop. I like this because it gives you prep space where you normally wouldn't have it. It is a 2-burner. It's also, in my opinion, in the correct orientation, side by side rather than stacked. Just makes it a lot easier to use both of the burners. Over to the side is your 60/40 bowl here, so that way you can wash and rinse dishes. High-rise faucet makes that a little bit easier. And when we drop down underneath, open this up for you so you can see, even though there's plumbing access, there's also a pretty good amount of storage. Couple built-in drawers, which you have to make any kitchen functional. And you have more storage here. This one, you don't have a ton up top, but underneath you have pretty good storage there. So if you need a spot to put pots and pans, that's probably the place. When we make our way to the front, this is generally a make it or break it for people. Right here is the Murphy bed. I love the versatility of it because you do get the sofa, jackknife style sofa. It gives you a spot to, if you have guests over, it gives more people a spot to sit. Plus, you can have a great view to the TV if you have it on a swing arm mount. And you don't lose any storage. You'll see underneath, when I lift this up, there is still plenty of storage underneath the jackknife sofa. Now, it's kind of a plus and minus to every style of Murphy bed. This style, in my opinion, is probably the best looking. However, it's also probably the hardest to set up. And the reason I say that, you'll see in just a moment. This part's nice and easy. You drop the sofa down, you drop this down, you put weight on it, it sits just like that. But it is a tri-fold mattress, which means chances are you're probably gonna have to make the bed every time you fold it out. Not a huge deal. If you want to leave it just like this, you can absolutely do that too. You don't have to put it up unless you have guests coming. So it does kind of give you that option, which is nice. For storage, you have a shelf going across the top, and you have mirrored wardrobes on both sides with a hanging rod. And right underneath that, you will see your nightstands, and you do have electrical outlets. So if you need a place to plug in like a CPAP or cell phone, you got a spot to do it. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Keystone Bullet Crossfire 2200BH. Up front are your two 20-pound propane tanks with the cover. You, of course, will see rails right behind that for your battery. And over in the frame itself, you can see this one does have solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and it'll trickle charge your battery. The front also has the diamond edge plating helping to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And as this one is a lightweight unit, it is a fully laminated product with aluminum studs, helping to eliminate some of that weight. The pass-through has a covered hinge, so you don't have a bunch of rust coming down your door. It also has magnetic catches. If we take a look inside the pass-through, you will see it's actually a really good size pass-through, especially for having a Murphy bed. Again, as I said, every Murphy bed has pros and cons. One of the great things about this setup is you do have that full pass-through access. Making our way back a little bit further, the entryway, you have your standard 2 fold-out steps with the foldable grab handle here. Nice big grab handle, gives you extra control when entering the RV. You'll also see the power awning, which covers your doorway right here. And that one, you just push a button to roll it out. Same thing to go back in. Also has the LED light strip on there. Plus underneath, you have a couple outside speakers. As I mentioned inside, those are connected to that multimedia center in there. Underneath, this unit has a fully enclosed and insulated underbelly, which helps keep out a lot of the road grime as you're traveling, plus hopefully some of the critters in the off season, and it keeps things a little bhave toastier in colder climates as well. You'll see an electrical outlet right outside there if you need to plug anything in. And right in the back, again, covered. You have a covered hinge, magnetic catch. One of my favorite parts about having a bunk model is the outside kitchen. Storage up top, 2-burner cooktop right underneath, easy to use. Just kind of lift this guy up, pull it like so. You do have to lift it up, by the way, because when it's down, it's locked. So you got to lift it up like that. That way you can pull it out. When you do, boom, 2-burner cooktop. You can be a cooking machine. That connects to a propane quick connect right underneath. That way you're feeding off your two 20-pound bottles. You'll also see the fridge back here for your condiments and beverages, and that is also covered by your awning, so that way, you get a little bit of shade back there. If it's sprinkling or something, you're not getting all wet. Now on the back, you'll see this one does not have a bumper, so what they do instead is they mount the spare tire right to the back of the unit itself. And then there's also a little spot over here for your sewer hose. You just undo it, slide your hose right in there, you're good to go. For water access, because there wasn't really water access on the outside kitchen, instead they put the spray port right back here. You can take that blue hose we saw, hook it up. That gives you the water outside. On the off-door side, you'll see your 30 amp detachable power cord will plug in right there. Making our way up a little bit further, outside shower with hot and cold water access is tucked away on the off-door side, as are both your water connections, your city water inlet on the back, and fresh tank fill right here on the front. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is a 2020 Keystone Bullet Crossfire 2200BH. If you're interested in this versatile bunk model and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.